All right, I've been watching a bunch of Japanese movies lately, and here are the three that I like the most.
麦野くん寝るのもったいないって思うことない？ないか。
どうなんで宇宙人と一緒に喋ってるんですか？ドッキリだよ、ドッキリ。びっくりした。
Boy and the Heron, probably the most dreamlike, and I think if there's a theme among these movies, it's that each of them has a lot of mystery, a lot of confusion about what's going on. Oh, I won't give any major spoilers away either. I'll avoid that. But there is this sense of like mystery and the unknown and confusion about what's really going on in these movies, what's going on. And this one's the most, or least interested maybe in explaining anything. It's just like, this is what's happening and maybe you're not going to get an explanation. So this is Studio Ghibli. You probably know they're pretty famous Japanese animation studio, but I'm not as like gung-ho about every movie they've done. In fact, a few months ago I saw Grave of the Fireflies for the first time, and I didn't really care for it in a lot of ways. I feel like it was just like sad for the sake of being sad without really doing much. So this movie, though, this Boy and the Heron movie, I thought it was much cooler and much more Alice in Wonderland-y and kind of just unique and fresh. So I like this one more. The animation, I don't think the animation is too innovative. It's pretty simple. I feel like this animation could have been done 20 years ago, but it's still a pretty great movie. And you don't need all these frills of computer animation and what have you to get a good story, if you have a good story, you know. Let me jump back now to Harakiri, which 1962. This director, what's his name? Harakiri, directed by Masaki Kobayashi. I had to look that up. I've been watching actually a lot of his movies. I didn't really write down his name or learn his name. But Masaki Kobayashi, I think he has like, a few movies that are pretty famous, and like there's a trilogy I watched last year, actually when I was in Japan, and it's about a little bit, I think it's a little before World War II, maybe a little, I don't remember, but it's three movies, The Human Condition, and I actually didn't care for that one in a lot of ways. It was a little, I don't know, it was kind of up and down. It had some interesting things going for it, but I didn't feel like it came together in a way that was very satisfying. And then I watched this movie he did about baseball. It was okay. I think it was called We Will Buy You or something like that. And then there was a movie he did about The Inheritance. I thought that one was pretty good, The Inheritance. Probably after like Harakiri, The Inheritance is probably the best movie that I like by him. But when he gets to Harakiri, it's like a totally different level of like filmmaking. It's like mastery, and like people know this. It's on IMDb. It's like number 43, and I don't always agree with that list, and stuff like that. But in this case, I think it's a really great movie, and you should see it if you see one of these three movies, or at least if you're into classic movies. So glad they shot it in black and white. I feel like it wouldn't have worked quite as well in color, but they actually did a remake, not him, a different director, I think maybe around 2000 or something. And let me know if anyone's seen that. Is that one worth seeing? Maybe I'll watch it at some point. But for the most part, I want to watch all these movies again. I thought all three of these were amazing, and I'd like to kind of, like I said, because there's that mystery element, I think going in now, knowing how they resolve, they're going to be kind of more interesting. Okay, last one, Monster. And I knew nothing about this movie going in. I just kind of knew it was like a suspense or something. And I won't give anything away significant. But, I think this one had the most maybe trouble of bringing things together because, one, you got a few child actors, actually a lot of child actors, because it takes place a lot of it at a school. And then also just because there's like a lot of things going on and the narrative is very, I heard it compared to Rashomon, which is not exactly the case because I haven't watched Rashomon in a long time, but my memory is that there's kind of these conflicting narratives rather than coming together to tell one story that kind of fits together. It's like they each break off and they contradict each other. That is not the case with Monster. Monster is more like a jigsaw puzzle, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get answers to anything. It seemed like kind of like there was just constant puzzles showing up, and I'm like, what's going on? But they do try to resolve it, and I'm not sure how well it worked. I feel like in my brain, I had a lot of ideas about characters and things happening that didn't turn out that way. So it kind of messed with my perception, and I need to kind of see it again to see if it's consistent or if it's kind of tried to confuse me and it doesn't really, it wasn't fair. If it was unfair, then that's the director's fault. But I still enjoyed the movie, and yeah, I want to see more. I think this is the first thing I've seen by this guy, this director. What's his name? Hirokazu Koreeda. And he has quite a long list of movies, so maybe he'll be in the next director that I kind of explore. A lot of them have pretty high ratings. If you have any favorite movies by him, let me know, but I'm sure I'll get to the good ones. So yeah, these are 3 killer movies. I recommend them all if you're interested in film at all, or especially suspense, mysteries, unique narratives, and Japanese, of course.